That's part two for the day. Let's just kind of go through, see if we can see anything kind of crazy. I know SOXL might have something. I think DOGE is, we're going to start off with DOGE. I think that's kind of the most significant out of all of them. We might see something with PayPal too. But let's start with DOGE. So one of the nicest thing about DOGE is we had our 17.6 hold. The next place was 6 cents. So 17.6 was like the lighter position. 6 cents was the heavier position. Never came down to 6 cents. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is a trend line from a while ago. We can kind of just see how this has been working out into where we are now. It's kind of been pushing up through it. If we need a little bit of kind of clarification, I have two of these. Here we go. It's a little bit more clear when we look at this anyway. So from here, Doge to Doge to Bitcoin looks really nice. Held up pretty well. It could have came down here. There was some arguable times about it, but the movement of it's been pretty nice. I'm going to keep it kind of simple with Doge. I don't want to go into it too much. I think I've talked about it recently. But we had, long story short, we had something nice. Let's kind of just do this. We'll go 2 hour. So we can see can't get above the 2 hour, gets above the 2 hour, a little bit of support, finally start above, boom, we're good. Then we go to the 4 hour, we can see the 4 hour gets above, under it for a while, all the way from here, October 22, and we get it up. This is only what? Oh, okay, this is the 6th of October, the 25th. Okay, I was like, there's no way that's like, that's 2 days or whatever. But anyway, similar pattern here, similar pattern on the 12 hour. Boom, hit resistance, finally start above, even though this is a pretty high wick that sometimes make this a little bit sketchier, but nice start, bounce, boom, and we go. So we never had that on the day last time. Pushed up too much. I really wasn't happy about that. Just show that real quick. Let's just go to where we are today, and it's looking pretty nice. We have another 28 minutes by the time you see this video. It's probably the new day already, so we'll see. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in this as a really good place to add on, or it might just shoot up. And then I really think it has a great chance to get all the way up to this pretty much like $20 more or less. The line's at what, 19.66 for 19.66 cents. So I definitely think there's a possibility for, I don't know what that is, to be honest. A decent possibility for like 80% in the next coming days or the next couple of weeks for Doge. I definitely think it's a high possibility. I'd like to see it start the day above. Currently it's at, so it's 10,650. So it's at 10.6 cents is where it currently is. So it just needs to maintain where it is. That's perfect. Hopefully it doesn't shoot up to like 11 or 12 cents or do something stupid like this and start right under. I don't understand. There was a lot of weird stuff here that didn't make a lot of sense, especially when we look at this. Like we pushed all the way up, started under here. Very, very weird stuff. Very, very weird stuff. And then we finally come down to test. We bounce. And then obviously we push through because we didn't have good foundation pushing up. So Doge is a really nice one. I think there's a high possibility with something here, SOXL. Wow, it's been a while, I think. Is this the right side? No, this is the left side. Okay. I won't go over here. Man, maybe this has been a while since I've adjusted this one also. Let's see. What do we got here? I'm going to try to go through it quickly. Where's the day time frame? We're all the way down here now. Okay. We'll just drag these somewhere else. I don't think the 4 hours are here anymore. Yeah, I don't know when they ever were here. Okay, let's move that. What was this, the day? No, the day's all the way down there. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's been a while. Jeez. Wow. Huh. Anyway, we're looking at a top possibly of 18.1, but if it can get past 18.1 the same week, I don't really want to go into this one too much because it doesn't look too crazy. As we can see, we kind of just pushed up. There's no real great support from what I can see down here. This isn't really great support for what it is either. We got this in front of it. So I don't really want to go all the way down to a 2 hour and say, oh, because of a 2 hour, even though these things are pretty nice sometimes for what they are. We can see here, it's okay for what it is here. You know, the 200 smooth average is a really nice average on any time frame, but I don't want to try to stretch this too much. But what I would say a nice determination point might actually be where it is at this 13.9, 13.89. So if we can start above 13.9, or right around 13.9 tomorrow. I think that's a pretty decent place to try to take a position. It is, in my opinion, pretty high up, so I don't go too much into that. Two that I'm interested in, PayPal, I'm going to look at, and then there's kind of a megaphone pattern. And then there's also one with DraftKings. I don't know why. It's hard to do two things at once. Okay, what are we looking at? I don't know why it's on one and not the other. Anyway, okay, so we didn't really push up too much. Man, PayPal is just really getting hit today, I guess. So, okay. So I was just kind of interested in checking out PayPal to see if we were up here, which we're not. DraftKings was essentially, this was all shifted up to here. Now DraftKings, I think, is like up there. So a little bit overbought for what it is, in my opinion. It's going to be worse if something does happen and it does push back down. I don't know if this is so much of a buy. It's definitely not a place to be in a short, in my opinion. You got to wait until it comes back underneath. I understand. I get the sense of it pushing up this week because I haven't really felt super bearish on a lot of things, mainly because of the VIX overshooting its bounds and not actually finding consolidation before it pushed up. So I don't really feel super bullish or super bearish on this really per se. I needed to see it come back down to be interested in anything for like a bearish position on DraftKings. It could go up. I don't see anything that looks crazy to say like, hey, we're gonna go up at this point. We look at like the day time frame. We have our averages. Like we broke out here, fell through, broke out, fell down, finally pushed up. Kind of is what it is. It's back in July. There's other things we could see in July. Like July was an easy time to see that, just to kind of show if I remember correctly. I think this was July. Yeah, July was there. It was an easy time to see that stuff was bullish. I feel like we had, yeah. So like on Apple, we had this also as well. You could also see it on the week time frame also as well. This week, the week of July 13th. So there was a lot of different signs to say like, hey, the market looked really good to go up. So I don't want to look at DraftKings too much and say, oh yeah, broke out. That's why. Sometimes things look nice and other things just happen to look nice too. We need to lower this. Oh, bounced on the line. Well, line's supposed to be there, so didn't bounce on the line. Didn't touch it here either. Let's see what we got. I'm not sure what else might be pretty crazy. I know Doge was pretty wild. Litecoin might be really interesting. Take a look at that real quick. It's still at 79. Hasn't pushed up too much. Really, what's it doing? Could be pretty nice. I mean, it's back into where a lot of this data is. It's really got, I mean, the range between 5 and pretty much 6K looks a lot better, but we're not at 5K yet, so I wouldn't be able to really say anything too crazy. It's wild to see man all the way down here. I remember it wasn't too long ago we were looking at it and it was 1 when it broke through the daytime frame. Was it here? Yeah, it was just about 1. That was a while ago. Was it here? Yeah, I guess it was. Maybe. Was it 12? I don't know why. I thought I remember it. I don't know. I remember looking at man on sand some point in time, but it's not that important. Luna at what? 1.6. Looks like it's pretty low by Luna standards. Yeah, it's not really that high. I mean, it looks nice to try to push up. I'm not going to go too much into Luna. Though, let's see. What usually has big potential, kind of more aware of. Let's see what this looks like. It's still just fighting around here. One hell of a fight, too. Nothing looks super crazy. I do like this in the sense of this trend line and this fib. So I do like the idea of it wedging here and breaking up. I think this looks really nice. And that would be about between 0.08 0.08 and 0.094 Bitcoin, which is pretty nice. So I don't see anything like too crazy here either. It looks fairly nice for what it is, but we're still, I'll get rid of these because these were from, I don't know, what time is that? October. So from a month and a half, 2 months ago or whatever, a month and a half. So we're not really above anything on Ethereum, so I'm not really super crazy about it yet. And neither here. I could see it coming back up, but I could see this getting Shrek back down here. I'd have to see it somewhere in this territory to be interested. A big interesting thing is Hang Seng Index. So what we will see actually later tonight, which is tomorrow for them already, but or you know what I mean. But it's tonight when this opens there's a high chance this just has to maintain this 18,251. If this can open at 18,251 or like 18,255 or higher, somewhere in this range, I mean, that looks pretty good. This could come back down though. It's kind of hard to see with the American markets pushing up, it not pushing up also as well. So this could be a crazy day for what are we saying for like Neo. Tomorrow could be a really crazy day for Neo, but this looks pretty reasonable. Gaining 1,000 to 1,700 or 1,000 to like 2,000 maybe 2,000 a little high. I think it's fine, but 1,000 to 2,000 points I think is pretty reasonable for the Hang Seng to do. We can see this here with the month time frame up there. If we can get back in, like if we show it this way, we can see here we have a range there. It's a little tighter when we get on some of these other time frames. So we put the first one here from the week and the day, I think is, yeah, underneath us. So if we do this here, we can also see, so we're looking at 21.8, maybe 23, somewhere around there, as a pretty reasonable range, in my opinion, for the Hang Seng right now. So we'll see how that translates to other stuff. Nifty might just go crazy. Some of these other ones might go pretty wild also as well, though they arguably already kind of have. We'll see what happens with the DAX. Still has a little bit to go through. I don't think the Nifty looked good on the, yeah, like the Nifty is completely different because, you know, we got this on. There's nothing above the Nifty, right? Any significant time frame anyway. Let's see. 17. Am I crazy? Okay, yeah, I am a little bit crazy. For some reason I thought gold was 15 not too long ago. I think we went over this the other day. I don't feel like going over this again. Nothing's really significantly changed. Is this the one with the 12 and the 4? Yeah, the 12 and the 4. We got a 12 that started over. So I think this looks pretty decent for what it is right now. It managed to push up. Let's see, we have a week above it, so we'll just treat it like this. Yeah, essentially it's the same thing. I should have just hit the show button. So it's essentially the same kind of range. If we can get a day that starts above this month time frame, which seems to coincide just about, yeah, okay, I remember this now. I'd like to see a day start above somewhere between 17.75, 70,700, 1,000. Oh my God, 1,775, and maybe like 1780 somewhere here. I prefer it to not start all the way up here and then have to come back down and test. And I'd also like the least close it is to this to try to make someone want to play this for a double top, the better. Now this is probably also a big derivative on the dollar. So if things do push up, it should manage to push up on its own too. But regardless of the dollar, it does look like there is a decent amount of free space that gold can recapture here, which is pretty nice. I think for what we could see in the next couple days. I don't think there's anything crazy here. These have a long way to go. Lamb Research holding on pretty well though. Definitely had a nice day here in October. PHUN. I don't know what the heck PHUN's going to do at this point. I wasn't surprised at where was it? I thought we bounced here once now, so I wasn't surprised at this, and then it went again and it did this, which isn't completely surprising. But breaking through here and then pushing back up was very surprising. So I wonder maybe we'll see a part 3 here. One actually nice thing is if PHUN does manage to drop somewhere down here, we do have a lower low. It does look more so like this would be the range we could say down here, but I think it's much safer to take the play on PHUN if it comes down here to this 99, maybe 98 value, and then comes back and starts a day above a day or a week, same kind of thing, I guess, in a sense, but day or higher time frame above 102, maybe at 103, somewhere around there. I think we could play this range all the way back up to 130. It's got a lot of work. If it wants to get higher than that, it's created a decent amount of resistance up here. So kind of just is what it is with that. Upstart, we'll see. Don't want to go too crazy on that. I think we're probably under a lot of stuff here for Western Digital. Yeah, we're back under the week. Where's the month? We're still in between the month ranges. We've already pushed pretty high, 182. We pushed to the high, 177. Okay. SLP, this thing's been getting shreked. Could be a big gainer though. It looks pretty nice from the 12-hour perspective. So this also looks like it could be another really good one. We have what, 3.7? That's like 20%. So this also looks like a pretty nice one for what it's worth. We have the weekday, no days, 12.4. Yeah, it looks pretty nice breaking through here. This is always sad to see. I don't know if this will play into this. This always makes me worried about what comes afterwards, but I don't know if this would really play into this. But when I do see wicks like this, it does make me a little bit more concerned. So maybe something happened this day also. I don't specifically remember. Let's see. But yeah, this looks pretty nice too. And the reason I'm looking at a lot of these is to reiterate is like the VIX looks like it has a decent it's gonna trend down a little bit. And consolidate for a while. So I could see some of these individual things really breaking out, especially things like SLP and cryptos that have no real bearing whatsoever on the S&P. So Robinhood, nothing too crazy here. Microsoft, we're up here, but we still aren't at the target yet between this 261. We can just see from here on the week that we get that high, and then we see the day here also as well. The thing about Microsoft is we're pretty high up. I think, I can't remember what we looked at that was similar to this one. We looked at one in the beginning. So 255 is where we ended. We pushed through the spot, which was 249.50. So we are kind of a bit higher up. I'm not a big fan of when this happens. Like I've said multiple times, I think I even said it in the video the other day, but anytime it's like the 200 and one of the whole averages like this, I'm not a big fan of this area. I'm really not. So I'd still like to see Microsoft push up more from that perspective. I've been a huge fan of it, but I mean, it is Microsoft and it's a strong company. So it's come down quite a bit, right? So if we take an average, we're down, what, 23% and 32 is near like an average at the bottom. NVIDIA, anything nice here? This looks like a great week. Wow, great start to the week here, especially after something sketchy like that. Though I do think a lot of this, more like a great end of the day. This is really nice. This is actually really nice too with the day time frame right here under the fib. I can't remember what I was talking about. There was something else like this that I was talking about maybe 2 or 3 coins or stocks ago, where this was underneath, and it was the same kind of principle. I think PHUN was what I was talking about. PHUN was the one where it had the hole under. So this is like the similar kind of thing I was talking about that I'd like to see, possibly with kind of like with PHUN in a sense, you know. So I'd like to see PHUN do something like this also, and then come back up. So just kind of for reference. Roblox don't have anything. Tesla, we still got stuff to break through. I don't see anything too crazy. And the averages are pretty high up here, but to me, we still have to break this 202 area before any of this really means anything to me. Because like, okay, Tesla's up 7%. Well, a lot of things are up like 5, 6, 7% today. So there's nothing specific about this that's like, okay, even if the market just trends, this looks like it could go up on its own. And that's kind of like what I'm looking for in things that look decent, is like what could possibly still go up on its own. I don't know what this is for, but that's from the 30th. So looks like a standard. Nice bounce here. I don't know when it bounced. I'm kind of curious. Oh, in the beginning of the day. Wow, that's fortunate. That's really fortunate. Okay. USD, the Japanese yen, and some other things is probably getting destroyed. We took a quick look at this the other day. This was something where I was saying it's possible that we could go from here to here. The issue was stop loss wanted to be here once we made a new high. We can see on like a week time frame. We can see high, lower high, boom, boom, high, lower high, boom, right? But the second you break this kind of trend here and you have a higher high, we're going to push up more. So nothing really too crazy about this. I could definitely see it pushing up. This looks really nice on the day time frame anyway. A little bit extra of a sell down here, all things considered, but it looks really nice to really try to push back up. I really do like it. We can see kind of some other examples here. This looks like a really nice push up here. Now it gets stuck here. We got like a little bar trade or whatever you want to call it, but you know, and then we come up, push up again. Really, really nice average for what it is. So we're just gonna put that out. I'm gonna leave this on Doge, I guess, and I'll see you all later. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:15.